miss you back down there in the circle.
Get away with that one. Well, hopefully I can get this one figured out. Right now, I do have a business in town which I'm in the process of expanding, and that is one of our concerns, is whether or not we're going to have the personnel to help with that expansion. You know, everybody needs incentives. You know, you can't just treat people like they're a piece of meat and expect them to serve your product. You have to take care of them. If you take care of them, they'll take care of you. Thank you.
So the city's doing a couple of things that will help attract people. First off, we are with residential tips. We're supporting the development of additional homes. Everybody's seen them out at the end of Washington Boulevard with the cross subdivision. Also, and Edens is doing his work as well. The other thing we're doing to help attract people to the town is the newly created LMI program. Allowing folks with low to moderate income who need some help to buy a home or to repair an existing home to get a forgivable loan to improve that property or purchase that property or improve that property. So those are some things we're already doing to help attract folks. The development of the TIF district in Washington Boulevard, the new economic development zone, will attract businesses. That's going to in turn attract people. So the other thing we've done is as a council last year is we've fully funded and fully staffed the police force. We've added additional EMTs to make our town a safer place. And that is what's attracting, is also what's attracting people to the city. And it was discussed earlier tonight, having good schools attracts people to our city. So all of those things work together.
Right.
So with the residential TIF and the LMI housing program that is coming forward now and has been coming forward, that is definitely going to be attracting people to the town. Also, I believe that 4 years ago we were in bad shape as far as public safety, and that's one of the motivations why I ran 4 years ago was we need to get public safety back in, because if we don't have public safety in this town, that's the first thing people look at is what is the public safety like in this town? What is the school district like in this town? So we've fixed that, and as a council, we've done a really good job getting that all in place. So I think the next thing is, as far as retaining employees, the stronger the city comes and the more tax revenue we can get in here, we want to keep good employees if we have good employees, and we have darn good employees all across our city. And we need to be able to pay them properly and have good benefits for them to retain them. If they're good people, we want them to stay here. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Depp.
Yeah, in order to get good businesses and people to move here, you have to offer good incentive for businesses to show up for tax purposes. Housing, gotta have available lots, houses that are for sale. I was just on the for sale site not too long ago, and there's very minimal houses for sale in Comanche, which to me is good. It means communities thriving, the school districts adding on. To me, that helps bring people to the community, and hopefully businesses will start coming with Nave's slaughter plant going on out in the bypass. Hopefully we can help the community grow.
Okay, well, we've talked about a number of different things. We've talked about TIF, we've talked about roads, we've talked about referendums, we've talked about economic development. So why don't we end with this question, which I'd like each of you to answer. We'll start with Mr. Brightman. But now, taking those things into consideration, what's your vision for Comanche in the next 5 years? It's been historically more of a residential, and now we're talking about the development of Washington Boulevard. What's your vision for this town with economic development, with housing, and the balance between the two? And what are you going to do to try and implement that vision?
So my vision in the next 5 years is that we have some sort of urban renewal and TIF district already happening. Whether it's on the north side of Washington Boulevard or right downtown Washington Boulevard, that's my vision as the city moves forward now. We are ready for that, and the city administrator is ready for that, and he has been pushing us to get this moving forward, and as far as I know, we're all on board with that. That's only going to help the city continue to get stronger and wealthier, and my 10-year vision would be for us to have a downtown that looks like DeWitt. And how I'm going to implement that is we're going to make the best decisions we can with what is presented in front of us, and try and get as many businesses as we can in here to help generate revenue.
My 5-year vision would be to hopefully have Washington Boulevard thriving. To be like DeWitt would be great, but even just partially growing and offering businesses decent tax breaks for so long, and then we'd have good money coming in. I'd basically just offer a decent tax break to get things going with businesses.
Yeah, one of the things we need to do, I'd like to see do is to come up with some businesses that are promoted more in town. Historically, we've tended to go to the Quad Cities or go to Clinton for things. We need more that's available to the residents' commands. We need to work on the LMI plan and help people improve their homes, and you know, if we can bring more in people into town, maybe a little more housing to go along with that, that would be great too.
Thank you.
In addition to what's already been discussed, what I'd like to see is some development along the waterfront. I think we have a missed opportunity on our waterfront to develop and attract people to the town. We can, there's some spots there we can improve. We can get some businesses down there. We can have people come in. We can get a bait shop, a place where you can buy beer, ice, and whatnot, and head out to the river. We don't have that right now. I'd also like to see the town looking the way the residents have asked for it. When we look at the survey that was done a few years ago, one of the big ticket items was improving the appearance of Washington Boulevard. Clean up, let's remove some of the junk cars from Washington Boulevard, and let's clean that up. I don't want to remove anybody's residences, but we can certainly have residences and businesses, living together in harmony, as long as people never look across the street and see a pile of junk cars. How do we implement that? The stuff we've already got in place. We've already discussed it. Again, the other folks have already discussed it, with tax breaks, with the use of TIF, and just once that ball is rolling and people see the development happening in Comanche, you're just going to attract more of the folks you want to bring into town. You get more houses built. You get the businesses booming again with the tax breaks, and then when the revenue starts coming in, more development. So that's about it.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. That concludes the question and answer portion of this forum. We're now going to give each of you an opportunity to provide a closing statement, discuss whatever you want to discuss. We'll give you each 1 minute. And why don't we start with Mr. Weller?
Well, I'd just like to say thank you for your time. I hope I've answered your questions and concerns. As I've said before, I have seen positive change in Comanche, and with your help, we can make it even better. Because I see more possibilities for the future. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank everybody for their time and patience. like to work with the community. I'd like to work with the senior citizens of Comanche, try and figure something out. I know there's a lot of people in town that live off of fixed income. Makes it tough when taxes and the government really hit you hard. And I'd like to actually sit down and take the time to figure something out for the seniors of this town. I think that's a big part of our community.
First, I'd like to thank the Chamber for hosting this and for all you people that showed up tonight, took some time out of your nightlife here. No matter how you vote, just get out and vote, show your support, and continue to vote for the people who are going to lead the city forward. And I feel that I've been part of that for the last 4 years, and I want to continue to do that for the next 4 years. So get out and vote. That's all I can say. I know that's usually kind of an issue in Comanche, so get your friends, neighbors, whatever, get them out to vote at the polls on November 2nd. Thank you.
I'd like to echo what Councilman Brightman said, and let's get everybody out and vote. The other thing I want to ask everybody to do is engage the city council. Either come to the meetings, call your councilman if you have a concern. We want you at the meetings. We want to hear what you have to say. When you bring a concern to us, we will discuss it at the council. So if you can't come, call your council member. That's all I got. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. First of all, to each of you, thank you for, number one, stepping up to the plate and taking out an application, nomination, and actually contributing to this community and for joining in this race. Thank you for attending tonight, for all of your questions, your answers. They were great responses. We appreciate your time very much. So good luck to each of you. Thank you to the school board, to the city for hosting this. Thank you to the Clinton Chamber for putting this presentation on, and thank you to each of you for attending too. Please go out there and vote November 2nd. Have a great evening.